Everyone. My name is Beth Oppenheimer, and I'm the Executive Director for the Idaho Association for the Education of Young Children. And joining me is,
Alex LeBeau, I'm president of the Idaho Association of Commerce and Industry.
and we're going to talk with you a little bit about how childcare impacts businesses throughout Idaho. And Alex is going to share with you some studies that have been done, and then I'll talk about a little bit about some of the things that we're doing in partnership, and then also at Idaho AYC.
I think one of the first things that people need to understand that the Idaho Association of Commerce and Industry is essentially the statewide chamber of commerce for the state of Idaho. And the reason that we came to this particular issue is that workforce is our top priority. And the issue of workforce led us to do some research as to why we were unable to find, or why most of our industries are unable to fill a lot of open positions that they have. One of the things that we needed to do was determine what are some of the barriers associated with people coming to work for us. Is it their skill set? Is it their education? Is it where they live? Is it pay? Is it any number of things that come into play? And what we determined was that the barrier of access to available childcare, and certainly the costs associated with it, was one of the single most significant problems that we have out there, because there are a lot of families out there that could be in the workforce that are not, but for the issue of childcare. It's not because they don't want to, which is certainly a cultural issue, and some people make that choice. But the cost of childcare and the lack of availability became certainly something we became very interested in, and started working through that process. So we set out Beth's organization to say, all right, what do we do now?
What do we do now? So as Alex mentioned, IACI and Idaho AYC have been partnering over the past couple of years to help solve this issue. And then COVID hit. And so, which was not great, but one of the blessings that came out of COVID is it really elevated the conversation around childcare and really saw the need, especially our business leaders throughout the state. So as we move forward, we're going to continue the conversations. One of the solutions that we're looking at is looking at building up our local collaborative structure. And up in Coeur d'Alene, you all have a really fantastic collaborative structure up there. And you've got lots of folks at the table talking about this. And we're going to continue to do this throughout the state. I always like to say that, so many folks look at government to solve this problem. Government's not going to solve this problem alone. And so that's why we have to partner with our businesses and bring them to the table to see how we can really look at this at a community level to make sure that all families have access to affordable quality childcare. Moving forward, we're happy to have discussions with you and talk with you whenever you know. I know up in Coeur d'Alene, I say it all the time, you guys are doing really, really great work to help solve this issue. And so keep up the great work, and we're happy to help wherever we can.
One of the things that I'd like to add too is the issue of the local collaboratives is a solution that actually Beth's organization helped create from the PDG grant, of which we had some difficulty in this last legislative cycle. Nevertheless, we'll solve that problem because this is not a problem that can just be dealt with through misinformation and things like that about what it is that we're trying to accomplish. Understand that the issue of childcare affects large businesses like some of them that are behind me, as well as medium and small. I can promise you that the companies behind me, if they have a childcare problem, they will solve it, and they will solve it on their own, irrespective of what government does or thinks. The problem that we run into is that not every industry in the state is large. There's a lot of medium and small businesses, and our members are very cognizant of the fact that we have to create these types of solutions. That's where Beth's local collaboratives come into play, because it's an opportunity for smaller and medium-sized industries to work with people in the childcare arena, elected officials, whomever it might be, to come up with a solution that works for that particular community. So those opportunities are available to them. The PDG grant went to help support that. There will be dollars that will come and help support that as we continue to expand this across the state of Idaho. But what has been done, as Beth said, and I will certainly echo, you guys have done tremendous work up in the northern part of the state. But there is considerably more to be done, because I'm sure all of you, all of the employers, are still struggling with the fundamental problem, and that's access to a quality workforce. And that removing those barriers is the same as any other barrier or any other benefit that we would see. Those types of companies that have flexible time or can do flexible time works particularly well. Those companies that provide some level of childcare do extremely well in recruiting and retaining employees. One of the things that we look at as is the same as providing healthcare or providing a vacation or any other benefit associated with that. And any company has to look at their bottom line and determine that this issue for their workforce and workforce retention is critical to their ongoing success. We have a lot of survey data. We have a partnership with the U.S. Chamber of Commerce that provides us with additional information, not just surveying employers, but also surveying the employees about what they would desire to help them be supportive of families. One of the most unique things associated with it is even those employees that don't have children that need childcare were extremely supportive of this because it was a demonstration that their company actually cared about their families, and that helps overall for workforce retention and recruitment because of a quality employer. So there's a lot of benefits, a lot of upside to this. We've got a lot of work to do, but we appreciate all the partnerships and supports that you can bring.
All right, well, I don't have too much to add. Thank you so much for asking us to join your conversation today. And again, we're happy to continue the conversation in any way that we can, but thanks for all that you are doing up in North Idaho.
And I know Beth, along with this, will send the contact information to both of us, including the cell numbers and whatever. If we have the opportunity to be able to come up there and be in person, I know we'd be happy to do that. But if you have any additional questions about what it is that we're undertaking or want additional copies of the surveys or more details, please let us know.
All right. Thanks so much, everyone.
Thank you.